All right, guys, hang on one second. I was having some audio issues there. Give me 1 second. And there's the video. All right, so let's get started. First of all, welcome. What can I say? Some of you obviously were here last night, right? You were here at the Langhorne office. We did intro meeting last night.
Some of you were here, well, not here, but some of you were in Morristown Wednesday night. Some of you were at our Somerset, our new location in Somerset, New Jersey on Tuesday night. And some of you, I went back in time, maybe you were here a few months ago, right? But I figured anybody who hasn't come back yet for a follow-up Q&A, we're running a live webinar today anyway. So if you're still interested and maybe you want to make 2018 a new year for you and kick it off right, see how you can join our group and do some deals and get some access to funding and make some money, right? So anyway, we're good to go, I believe, and let's get started. We'll get right into it, guys. The purpose of today is to bring clarity, right? The purpose of today is to basically show you who we are, what we do, look behind the scenes of this organization, of this community, to see if we have a good fit, right? Because like I always say whenever I present, I don't know that we have a good fit. I can't change who we are and what we do, but I do believe that if someone's looking to invest in real estate, right? So if you're brand new, you're looking to get started, it's the best place you can be. If you're full-time, it's going to help you because you can ramp and scale up your business. And if you're not full-time, maybe you do a deal here and there, you have a couple rentals, well, you can also scale up your business to whatever size you want when you have the right systems in place and the right people, which is exactly what we provide, okay? So let's get right into it. We're not going to be real long today. I'm going to run through some of these slides, take it to the next level. So in the sense that you guys saw what you did on the intro, now I'm going to give you the follow-up information, and then I'm going to open up for questions and answer any questions you guys have. As long as it takes, I'll stay and we're going to answer your questions and make sure that you leave this webinar with clarity. You know, when you have clarity, you're able to make a decision, and that's the whole purpose of today, okay? I will tell you this. If any of you are local, we have two opportunities for you. If you want to come back to the office, Monday at 7, we're doing a live follow-up here in the office. You're welcome to come back here in Langhorne, PA. This coming Tuesday, we're going to do a live follow-up in Somerset, New Jersey at the Flipping NJ office, which is our newest location. Guys, it's so exciting. We had our very first kickoff meeting there on Tuesday night of last week. We had about 80 to 100 people in the room. So these guys are starting off with like a bang, and it's kind of, I always tell people, it's kind of like a reel on steroids, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. So just hold your questions to the end. I will address them. I promise you that, and I'll allow as much time as it takes to do that for you, okay? So let's get started. Number one, again, clarity is what we're going to bring today. It's to be free from doubt or confusion and to be certain. I always ask people after they saw an intro, you know, what did you like most about what you saw? And here's the 4 answers. They like the community, right? They like not feeling alone, like they have someone to go to and ask questions without having to pay somebody. They like the knowledge and the experience that the group provides, you know, whether it's me and all the short sale experience I have, or the guys who've done a ton of, you know, commercial properties or buy and holds or fix and flips or you name it, right? We have people that have mastered every discipline. And as we continue to grow our group, that just continues to increase, which is nice. And obviously the support not only with us in the local community, which we're going to get into here in a little bit, guys, but also the support from Renata, the back-end education company, because it's not just like you get your classes and you watch the videos online. There's an entire support structure they've put together in place. I really can't, you know, on a Thursday night or an introduction meeting, I don't really have time to really drill down on that, so I just kind of scratched the surface, but that's why you're here today, to get a little bit more into that, okay? So moving on, that's a picture of, actually, that was a couple weeks ago. We've been packing the house, guys. It's really been exciting, the growth that we've been experiencing, and I think a lot of that has to do with the new year. But anyway, I always ask people this. So when I ran my coaching and mentoring program, whenever I would start with a new person, I would say, all right, so how much residual income would you need for time freedom? Meaning everybody has their own number. And one of the keys is to determine what your number is. So if you take a look at all your expenses on a monthly basis, everything from your mortgage or your rent, your car payment, your cell phone, your food, right? All your utilities, all that stuff. You're going to come up with a number of net cash that you need. Then we simply say, okay, how much would it take investing in real estate? What type of investing do you want to do? And what's your net number? See, guys, because the reality is some of the things we're going to teach you, some of the basic fundamental core things we're going to teach you is how to take your tax bracket from wherever you're at now, generally around a third, 33%, down to around 8 to 10%. Very first thing we're going to teach you, because if we can recoup that money, right? We're not talking about doing any deals yet. We're not talking about any of that. Just you're already earning money, and taking you from where you're at to significantly increase your take-home pay or what you're netting from your business if you're self-employed, it's an immediate life change for you, right? And that's one of the key things that we like to do for you. The second thing is we get into more advanced strategies, like if you have children, how to put them on the payroll, how to convert to an HSA plan, all these little changes, which are hundreds of dollars here, thousands of dollars there on a monthly basis, so that you now have more money coming in that you can reinvest into your real estate business, right? So it's kind of a nice system that we put together. Now, obviously, I'm speaking to a whole crowd of you today, and we're recording this so we can send it out to the people who couldn't make it. But at some point, we're going to need to sit down with you one-on-one. And that would be generally the person who invited you to our group. It's a personal business, guys. You know, you're not the same as this guy and this girl, or this guy and that girl. You see what I mean? your situation, where you're at in life. We can speak to you in generalities, but when it comes to really helping you, it's a sit down meeting to really tailor a blueprint that you can get to success. You don't really see that often anywhere. That's something that really attracted me to this group. And I'm surprised people like to be treated as an individual, right? All the individuals that we are. So moving right along, this slide right here is the most exciting thing for me to talk to you guys about, because this is what separates us from the gurus. This, the hotel events where they try and take all your money. This is what separates us from the RIAs, where they meet once a month and nobody really does any deals. And all they do is bring in a speaker to pitch you some product. This support right here, so please pay attention. This is really, really important. Number one, when you enroll in the classes with Renatus, right, you have to understand something. One of the things that is a little confusing to people, we're not Renatus. Renatus is an online education company. I know I call it a college, I say university, but they're not accredited. I mean, you don't earn college credit, so I'm not supposed to use that word, but it really is a college, right, if we could be frank. They provide classes, but they provide a lot more than that, guys. They provide group coaching. So what you're going to see right here, every Tuesday night, one of the instructors, you're going to get group coaching, and that is every Tuesday night for the rest of your life. It never turns off, and it's included in your tuition. You can literally go to the instructors, get your questions answered. You need help analyzing a deal. Well, I was watching this course, and this part didn't make sense to me. Can you clarify that? They'll answer any question you have, and you're dealing direct with the instructors. And if you remember, the instructors have to make $1 million in net profit or they don't teach anymore. So you're literally having the opportunity to counsel with millionaires. And again, it's one of those things in life. It's not what you know, it's who you know, right? So it's a very unique offering that this company puts together, which I'm really excited about, to be able to get this coaching included. In addition to that, you are going to get a one-on-one coach for 6 months. Now, technically, it's 6 one-hour sessions with one of the instructors, right, to help you model and build out the business that you want. Now, of course, we're going to do that on a local level, but to be able to work with one of the instructors direct for 6 months, I think is amazing. It's a really, really cool offering. And again, it's included in your tuition, so it's pretty cool. The other thing I want to point out to you is the live classes. Renatus is continually updating their classes. Things get out of date, they have to update it. A little change in the law, a little different strategy on the marketing. They want you to have the latest and greatest, so they're continually redoing the classes, and they're adding new ones all the time. The 2 newest ones that they're adding right now are raw land development, teaching you how to basically take a piece of dirt and build up, right? And secondly, Airbnb. Airbnb is a hot topic. It's really big in the investor community, so they're creating an entire training on it. How much do you pay for these new classes when they come out? Nothing. They just automatically appear in your back office. Guys, the thing that I think you heard me say if you watched me present, I say, with us, you get your classes with Renatus and you never pay again. You never pay them again unless you come to our workshops, which we're going to talk about next. You never pay again. There's no upsell. There's no coaching. There's no mentoring. There's, we got this new course. It's $1,500 or it's nothing. Like you never pay again, which is really pretty cool. Now, as far as us in our community, what we call our local community, we provide the local teams, if you will, monthly workshops. We do 2 of them. Now, right now, guys, first let me talk about the expansion for a minute. 14 months ago, not even, almost 14 months ago, we started this from scratch. Now, yes, we're modeling out of Chicago in the Midwest and the West Coast where they've been doing this for 7 years since Renatus started, but it's never been here in the Northeast. Like this is brand new virgin territory. So when I got this office here in Langhorne, PA, about 10 minutes from the Jersey border, 14 months ago, there was nobody here. Like we literally started from scratch, you understand? So what's happened since then is that we have a 3,000 square foot building that I'm sitting in, and we run our meetings on Thursday nights. Our study group is full. We're packing the house with the intros because people want what we're offering. So we've actually spun off. We opened up an office in Philadelphia. We run those meetings on Tuesday nights. About a month ago, 6 weeks ago, we opened up in Morristown, New Jersey, all up North Jersey. We run those meetings on Wednesday nights. And now we also launched in Somerset, New Jersey. We run those meetings on Tuesday nights. So that's Central Jersey. I have an appointment at 2 o'clock today to look at a location in Cherry Hill. We're launching in South Jersey in the next month. We're also going to be launching in Chester County, Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and up in Staten Island, New York, all before Q1. So guys, to say this is growing rapidly and exploding, it's certainly not an exaggeration. We are literally exploding with our growth. So we hope that after you see who we are and we peel behind the curtain, peek behind the curtain here a little bit, you'll want to join us, And if you're not interested, no hard feelings, no, not a big deal. But I think if you're looking to do something in the world of real estate, this is the crew you want to be with. You know what I mean? You'll figure that out. So weekly study groups. What we do, let me back up a second. We run 2 workshops out of the Langhorne office. We don't do the workshops out of the offer offices yet because they're just getting started. So we run the workshops here. Well, what does that look like, Bri? Okay, so we do 2 Saturday events a month. One is called a Super Saturday. It's a marketing workshop. Guys, if you don't know marketing, if you're not marketing, you have no business. It's that important that it deserves 1 day a month, and it's all day. It's from 9 to 4. Here's the thing. it's $50 for the workshop. It's not $1,500. It's not $997. It's $50. Why do you charge $50, Bri? Well, we cover the cost of the overhead. To run a 3,000 square foot building costs like $7,000, $8,000 a month, right? And I pay for it. It's my business. But guess what? We help offset that cost by running work. We provide value by running local workshops, and we only charge $50 a head. So here's what we do. Some of you listening to this, watching this now, listening on the replay, you're not local. Maybe you're all the way up in North Jersey or you're not in the area. So what we do, guys, is we live stream the workshops and we record them. So let's say our next Super Saturday, we call it a Super Saturday, our marketing workshop is on January 20th. So it's a week from tomorrow. And if you can't make it, you can still get your ticket, spend your $50, and you can stay home. And you can live stream it from your computer, from your phone, from your tablet, and literally participate virtually, which is awesome. And anybody who gets their ticket is also going to get a recording that you can review for the rest of your life. So we provide value in that sense, right? Live stream, it's 2018. You want to make things accessible for people, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I would prefer if you're physically here in the building because we can interact and go to lunch together, and that's how you form friendships and bonds. But if you can't make it, we provide alternatives. The second Saturday that we do a month, and generally we do like the first and the third Saturday, guys, is we do an educational workshop. The last one that we did, I think some of you on this call may have actually been at that workshop. The last one that we did in January was on January the 6th. It was just a little while ago. It was on short sales. It was literally on how to become crash-proof working short sales. And the feedback that I got was one of the greatest workshops we ever put on. Yes, I've been doing this business, short sales, for 11 years, so I have extensive experience, but we put together such a great day and a training. Guys, it could literally change your life. It'll change if you know how to work short sales, especially if you're in the Northeast. They're everywhere. You just have to learn how to find them, and it's something you can start making money on. And you're in the right group if that's what you want to do, because unfortunately, specifically in New Jersey, the market's never really recovered, still leading the nation in foreclosures, right? So it is what it is. We have to deal with it. Fortunately, we know how to deal with it, right? Next, outside of the workshops, and by the way, our next workshop, which is an educational workshop, yes, we charge $50 for that too. So if you plugged into everything we have, right, the study groups, the 2 monthly workshops, everything, as a local community, right, outside of your classes, it's $100 a month. Do I have to? No, it's just there for if you want it. That's how we cover our overhead. So I hope that makes sense, right? We're all in business here. Next is the study groups. This is one of the most exciting things, guys. By the way, every one of you watching this are invited to come back to a study group. We don't just invite people after they see the intro, but if you take the time, you're watching this live now on the webinar, a bunch of you are on this call, or maybe you're watching the recording, right, over the weekend, whatever, we're going to invite you to take it to the next level, which means come sit in our study group. You see these people down there? Come sit with us. Right now, we run a study group here in Langhorne every Thursday night while the intro is going on. Every Tuesday night in Philly, we run a study group, and we're launching a study group in Morristown and Somerset within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So all of our current 4 locations will be up and running with study groups by the end of the month, but you're welcome to attend Tuesday in Philly or Thursday here in Langhorne this coming week as my guest. Come, I'm not sure yet. I'm not ready to really get my classes. I'm not great. Come sit with the crew, have coffee, see who we are, what we're about. Watch us analyze deals together. Watch how we pull together as a community and help each other. It's going to blow your mind. So please come as a guest. And every one of you that are watching this, I'm going to send you a follow-up email with some trainings, right? Some additional trainings that you can review and watch over the weekend, which will help you in your real estate business. And it's going to be an invitation to come and sit in a study group, okay? Next would be the daily webinars and calls. Basically, we run a team mastermind call. Oh, let me back up a second. The study groups, surprise, they're live streamed. If you can't make it, we can live stream it to you. And we record them and put it in our private Facebook group, which you'll be a part of. We have a secret Facebook group, closed private, that you'll be a part of once you join us. And what do we do in the Facebook group? We talk about deals. We wholesale deals to each other. We ask questions. I need an electrician. I need an attorney. And we pull together. There's over 220 of us in that group right now, guys, and it's growing every day. So you'll be a part of that too. Lastly are the daily webinars and calls. Monday through Thursday at 8 a.m. we run a team mastermind call. And yes, it's a conference call. So you can, if you're already at work, you're on the way to work, taking the kids to school, you can listen in, right? Put your earbuds in. And we record them. We will email it out to you if you can't make it. And we also post it in the private Facebook group. So you'll see a pattern here. We would love for you to attend things live and be with us or be on the call so you can interact, right? Unmute yourself, ask a question. That's what we're here for. You know, when we talk about those 2 words at the top of the screen, live help, guys, we're here. We're human beings. You know, one of the saddest things is when people, and we have so many of them come to our group. I had a guy last night from Newark. I don't want to mention his name, but he just spent $30,000 with fortune builders, and he's so disappointed. And he pretty much took all that he had to get started with them, and he's not getting the results that he wanted. He's not getting the support that he wanted, and he's realizing that he made a mistake. And we have dozens of people in our organization now who work with these gurus that have joined us because we're real and we're local and we're not going anywhere. We don't fly into a hotel and sell you some stuff and then fly out and go to another city to sell more people. It's where we live. It's where we invest. We're not going anywhere. And I really believe that's what attracts people to us, because people are just tired of getting ripped off, So I'm very proud of what I'm doing because of that, guys. Now, moving on, hopefully that makes sense. Let's talk about the classes for a little bit. On the bottom right-hand side are what's called your essentials classes. This is the initial 80 hours of training. The study groups that we run that you're invited to become a part of and sit in as a guest this coming week are the essential study group. We run over everything from how to pay your kids. Remember we talked about that. Velocity banking, how to pay off your 30-year mortgage in 8 to 10 years, how to set up your entities, how to make sure you're doing your proper marketing. Look at the topics, right? Understanding your investor ID, creative acquisitions. It's how to control property with no money and credit. A lot of people getting started, they don't have any money or credit. And that's what keeps them from starting in real estate. Well, we let them know that there's things called creative acquisitions, such as taking a property over subject to, such as doing a seller carryback mortgage, such as doing a contract for deed or a land contract. Guys, there's numerous acquisition strategies that you can do that nobody checks your credit and you don't need any money. You just have to learn how to do them. And we have an 8-hour class alone teaching you how to do that. So these foundational items, if you will, the essentials, which is why they're called essentials, is the first grouping of training that you're going to go through. Now, eventually you're going to graduate. That's why we have the 100 level, the 100 to 200. Eventually the 300 to 400s, the AIT stands for Accelerated Investor Training. What these represent right here is fix and flip, buy and hold, right? Becoming a landlord, having tenants, foreclosures, tax liens and deeds, the distressed market. That would be multifamily properties, notes or becoming the bank, and then finally commercial properties. So you need to choose what your discipline is going to be. And I know my video is covering it, so let me move that so you'd see it. There's also 11 bonus tracks in there as well. Building business credit, which is an awesome one, right? Teaching how to actually raise business credit, build business lines of credit, aside from your social security number. A lot of you don't know, and a lot of you that do have businesses, you don't have lines of credit because you have bad personal credit and you think that you can't get business credit. And that's the biggest myth out there, guys. We're going to teach you how you can immediately start building business credit, which has nothing to do with your personal social security number and your personal credit. Look, I went through a divorce. I know what it's like to have horrible credit. Mine dropped into the fours, and maybe you're going through a situation, but that has nothing to do with you building business credit. And again, it's kind of like we talk in our presentations. It's one of those things you didn't know that you didn't know. Change your life, right? You have access to 20, 30, 50 grand in the next week, 2 weeks. You open up a lot more options for yourself, right? So it's pretty cool. So that's the classes with that. Here's a breakdown, guys, of all the individual classes and the coursework. Okay, so you'll see it's quite intense. I always joke around. I say, when I was marketing for other people doing affiliate marketing in the guru world, right? I was embarrassed at some of the products that I cross promoted because people would spend, what's the average info product? $1,000, $19.97, $2,000. And they would get like 3-4 hours of video and a few PDFs, and that was the course. And I was like embarrassed afterwards that I even marketed that product because I'm like, that's not worth $2,000. I mean, maybe it is if you apply it, but they didn't give you much content. This is the polar opposite of everything I've seen out there. They over deliver on content. Like, oh, you want to learn about, wholesaling? Boom, here's 8 hours on it. Like not just 90 minutes. It's intense. A to Z, step by step, exactly what you need to do in every single discipline and all the subcategories. So it's pretty cool, guys. Again, I've never seen anything like it, right? Just a quick recap, the qualified practitioner instructors, I see a few new people joined us, so welcome. This once again means that with Renatus, you need to net $1 million. It's not like a realtor who says I'm in the $1 million club. What does that mean? Well, you sold 4 homes for $250, you did $1 million. That's an accomplishment. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking away from it. But this is net. In Renatus, to be an instructor, you have to net, as in after expenses, $1 million in profit in your respective discipline. I think there's 31 instructors now, or you don't teach. They find somebody else. Hold them to a very high standard, which I think is awesome because nobody that I know would do that anywhere outside of this company anyway. This is the fastest way from start to money. It's a 90-day track we're going to put you on to get your first deal under contract. Yes, I'm speaking to you new people, but if you're already investing, consider getting more deals. And maybe you don't have one under contract. Maybe if you're existing, you have experience, we'll have 2 or 3 or 4. Very excited. For those of you who were here last night in Langhorne, I know some of you were, Joan and Tom, new members to our group for a few months now. They just literally closed on their first deal 2 days ago. They have another one closing next week, and they may have their third. They actually been involved for 8 months, and they've been coming to the study groups. They've been coming on the morning calls. They've been getting their marketing out there, and nothing's really been happening because, guys, that's how life works. In the beginning, continue to work and work and work and work and not quit. And then eventually the results will follow. It's kind of like joining the gym. You know, a lot of people join the gym, this New Year's resolution. But if they don't see results after a week or two, they quit. You know, look in February, the gyms are packed right now in January. You go back in February, a good portion of those people quit because they didn't see immediate results. You know, we live in a world where instant notifications, instant this, drive through this. God forbid you have to have a little fortitude, internal fortitude, and wait for some results. A lot of people, unfortunately, can't handle it because of the society we're in. But we have a track now that we've been working on for the last, when was I there? In September. So about 4 months, where we're at 100% success rate, guys. In 90 days, we're going to have your first property under contract because we've been refining our onboarding process. When you join with us, that onboarding process is individual, right? It's not a whole group setting. We're going to map out where you are, what are your resources, where do you stand, where do you want to go, and we create a blueprint. If you follow the blueprint, what I can guarantee you is that there is a very, very high percentage chance that you'll have a property under contract in 90 days. I can't guarantee you that 100% because that's not how the real world works. And I also don't know your work ethic. I don't know how hard you're willing to work. Now, that being said, you don't need to do this full time. Some of you have a job. Some of you have other businesses. You have children like me. I got 5 of them, right? I get it. But what we're also going to tailor in is how we can take the time that you don't have, right? You have to create the time. Because you ask anybody in today's society, what's the number one thing they're going to say? Hey, how are you? Oh, I'm busy, really busy. We're all busy. But you got to have to make some sacrifices, maybe an hour here, half hour there, hour here, a Saturday workshop right here. You didn't get to go to the picnic because you sat in a workshop. Is it fun? Well, I don't know. I think making money is kind of fun, and it's a temporary thing, right? But anyway, if you're willing to make the sacrifice, we're willing to match you. We're willing to work as hard as you are in your business to help you, but you got to meet us halfway. And I think that's a fair deal, right? Anyway, just to look at the pathway here, guys, become smarter than in the first 30 days. Smarter than what? Than your attorney, than your accountant, right? Meaning that you're going to learn these strategies that they probably didn't teach you because a lot of them don't know it. Like putting your kids on the payroll and writing things off that you didn't know you could and changing your withholdings at your job so you get an immediate pay raise next week. All these things we're going to teach you in the first month. Next, we're going to teach you the strategies, okay? The strategies that are going to help you get the deals in so you can find the leads and analyze them. You're going to, not only are you going to be able to analyze deals because of the trainings online, in our Facebook group, the weekly group coaching, the one-on-one coaching, our morning mastermind calls, and our weekly study groups. That's 5 opportunities and different avenues for you to get your deals analyzed. You will never be alone again. You will never have to wonder, is this a deal? Is it? I was looking for some paper. Is this a deal? Is it not? We're going to help you analyze the deals, okay? If you need the help, if you're up and running, you got your stuff in order, great. But guys, if you need help, the support is there, okay? Finally, as it shows you there, within 90 days, we'll have your property under contract. So here we are, January, I don't even know what day it is today. It's today, the 12th. Figure 90 days from today is, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, March, right? No, April, what am I saying? April 12th, April 15th, say by tax time. By the time you got to file your taxes, you can have your first property under contract. And not only that, the taxes you file could be completely different because we're going to teach you some things which are going to help you on taxes this year, okay? Pretty cool. So moving right along, guys. Renatus iOS, I don't know if some of you existing investors, you've probably heard of RealFlow. RealFlow is the #1 real estate investing software. We have a white label of it. You know, it's a white label version of the software. It finds your leads, right? It will help you analyze deals, put together repair estimates. You create websites with it, squeeze pages. It'll help you market your deal. The lead pipes, you can do a direct mail campaign. It does everything, right? Actually, in fact, every Monday night, so I think I mentioned, I know some of you have joined us just in the last few minutes, so welcome, guys. And if you missed the beginning, how far are we into this? Oh, it's 12:30 already. If you missed the beginning, I'll send you guys out a replay so you can watch it again later. I'm sending out to a bunch of people who couldn't make it. But what I offer to you guys is you can come back to the office Monday, right, and sit in the follow-up live if you want to. Now, if you're sitting here watching this, you don't need to see this again. But what you can do is Monday, you can come and sit in our Renatus iOS hour. And we're going to show you how you can utilize the software and leave with leads, leave with a core site and a website set up. So bring your laptop. It's pretty cool. And that's Monday at 7 in the Langhorne office if you're interested. The rest of you, you're invited to come back to a study group now that you've attended this follow-up, which means you can come back Tuesday in Philadelphia or Thursday in Langhorne of this coming week. But again, I'll lay all this out in an email for you guys when I put it together later, okay? What's next? Here's pricing. So you guys saw we talk about $20,000, right? $20,000, $20,000. That's the whole college. That's the whole university. Guys, if you don't have 20 grand, and this is why I always end my meeting saying, listen, it's 20 grand for everything. But if you don't have 20 grand, come back for the follow-up because I could show you how to get started for $200. And I'm going to show you that now, okay? The full college, right? The full everything is right here at the top, $19,994. But you see that $19,997? That represents the essentials. Remember those beginning essentials courses I was telling you about, your foundational stuff? That's 80 hours of training. You can get that to start just by itself. Now, if you come down here, 1997, so you can start for $2,000. You say, well, Brian, I thought you said I could start for $200. How's that? Here's why. Number one, you're allowed to bring on a tuition partner. Every one of you, whether it's a spouse, a brother, a friend, whoever, a coworker, right? Anybody who wants to learn real estate and take these classes with you, you cut these prices in half. So it's not 20, 8, and 2, guys. It's 10, 4, and 1. So let's just talk about the essentials right now. So if you bring on a tuition partner, how much do you have to put in? It's $1,000. They will finance you if you put down 20% and they don't even check your credit and they don't even care if you have a job. What's 20% of $1,000? It's $200. So I really caution people, and I think sometimes the message doesn't come through clear. 51% of the people that join us go with what they call the extreme cost, $20,000, because they know they just put their kid through school, like Frank at Penn State for $260,000, or Joe at Montclair $300,000, or even $100,000. So when they hear you get the full college and it's for the rest of your life for 20 and you can finance it, guys, it's not a big deal. You bring on a tuition partner at the top package, you put down $2,000, it's like $250 a month to go to college that you have for the rest of your life. So it's actually pretty affordable comparing it to other colleges, which, by the way, you come out of and you're lucky to even get a job. Or if you have children, they're lucky to come out and get a job. And if they do, there's a 60% chance it won't even be in their field of study. So you really want to compare apples to apples. So $20,000 is nothing, but I get it. You don't have $2,000 to put down, or you can't afford $250 a month. So let's go all the way down to the bottom. Can you afford $200 down and $50 a month? Because if you bring on a partner, you can. Well, I don't have a partner. I'm doing it by myself. Two things. Number one, you can add a partner on for the rest of your life. There's no limit. You don't have to pick somebody right away. You can add a partner on whenever you want. So, but you may start by yourself, which means you need to put down 20% of $2,000, which is $400, and it's $100 a month, 101 to be exact. So guys, you're $400 and $100 a month away from joining us if you start at that level. People say all the time, well, can I upgrade? Yes, you can upgrade whenever you want. Is there a cost? There's no cost to upgrade. Now you say, well, wait, what's that middle thing going on right there? What's that middle track? Let me explain that to you. You'll notice one thing, guys. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but the essentials, this $19,997, just call it $2,000 down here, is bundled here in the middle package and the top. So what the middle package represents, the $2,000 is the essentials, but what's the $6,000 mean, Bri? You get to pick 2 vocations. Say, I don't want the full college. I don't need all that. Fine. You can pick 2. You can pick short sales and wholesaling. You can pick fix and flips and buy and holds. You can pick commercial properties and roll in. You understand? You pick the 2 that you want. Here's the difference. The essentials, the $2,000 is for the rest of your life. Never shuts off. Every update, you get it forever. The top tier package, the extreme combo, we call it, the $20,000, for the rest of your life. Never shuts off. If you go with the middle tier, the essentials portion, those 80 hours of training and all the future updates you have for the rest of your life. But please listen, the 2 vocational tracks that you pick, they're only good for a year. That's why you see on there, there's a 12-month redemption. The way I explain it to people is, look, you go to college, you don't pay your tuition and get to go forever, right? So you get a year to go through all the coursework, this, that, the other, and then those courses shut off. What do I do after then? Nothing. Go make money in real estate or go buy 2 more. Or what a lot of people do, if you're not ready to start all in at 20 like I did and like 51% of us do, start at the $2,000 level, if that makes more sense for you. You can upgrade whenever you want. How about we help you wholesale some deals and do some deals, and now you got the money to upgrade? You understand? It doesn't matter where you get in. Just get in. Just get started. It's a brand new year, guys. So I'm going to talk to you real quick now about some different funding options, okay? Because that's kind of the next question. There's 4 ways to pay for this, okay? Specifically, cash or credit, kind of common sense, right? You pull out a credit card, a debit card. You could send them a wire transfer. You could send them a cashier's check. Easy, not a big deal. Cash or credit, you have it or you don't. Some of you, though, and I always pause to ask you this, some of you have money in a savings account, or maybe you have money like mattress money or money in a safe, like literally cash. I know some of you do. The money in the house is making 0%. In fact, you're losing money with inflation. The money if you have money in a bank in a CD, right? Maybe you're making 1.25%, 1%. That's horrible. Some of you have retirement accounts, which we'll talk about. But the cash and credit, how much do you have in savings, and do you have any money in your house? And I'm only asking you that because sometimes people have that rainy day fund. Well, guys, number one, it's raining. And number two, why not use that money to invest in your education, which is going to make you money? Because if it's cash in your house or in a safe, it's literally making you nothing. And again, you're losing money because of inflation. And if it's sitting in a savings account or 1% in a CD, that's just ridiculous, right? I mean, we could all agree to that. So consider that, cash or credit. Next, I always mention this, and I never met anybody who had it. Remember those commercials back in the day, the Baby Gerber Life commercials? They're not what they call term life insurance policies, but they're whole life, or they're universal life or variable life. So you build up a cash value in the insurance policy. So you can borrow against your insurance policy, your death benefit, and pay yourself back. Again, I've never met anybody who has that type of a plan, but apparently some people do. So we like to tell you that's a potential second option. The third option most people can take advantage of, which is a 401k. A 401k you get from your job, or maybe an old job that you had, right? Or maybe your spouse or your parents or somebody you know has a 401k. Here's the thing about 401ks. They generally aren't returning very much money right now. They're in the single digit returns, guys. You know, they're not really returning much money. You got some mutual fund over here. Maybe Merrill Lynch is managing it. Unless you're aggressive, and even if you are, you know what the returns are like. So what you can do is you can borrow from your own 401k or a loved one. Now, here's the thing. People are confused. Like, wait a minute. I thought if I took that money, I got to pay a penalty. No, not if you take out a personal loan on one condition. You got to pay yourself back with interest. So the government basically says this. Look, this is your retirement. So we're not just going to let you take it out and take a trip to Hawaii. But if you take this out for the education in the form of a personal loan and you are willing to pay yourself back interest, well, then you can do it, and there's no penalty. So, for example, let's say you got the extreme combo. There's no money down because you're taking out of your 401k. The payments would be $284.79 a month using 5.25 as a rate. What happens is the interest that you're paying yourself over 5 years, we drew this up over 60 months, guys. The 20 grand that you took out plus an additional $2,087.39 goes back into your retirement account. So you literally just increased your retirement account or your loved ones by $2 grand, and you got your education paid for, and you didn't need any cash down, like no money up front because you took it from the account. It's an option, right? If you have a 401k, great. We can walk you through that process. We can help you with that. If you don't, well, then that's not for you. Lastly, and one of the most important things as we try and wrap this up here, guys, and I'll get to all your questions, by the way, is so there's one of the courses is called credit management. Credit management teaches you how to fix your credit if you don't have good credit, or if you have credit, how to get stellar credit. The guy who runs that course, the instructor, his name is Eric Counts. He owns a company called the Credit Nerds. And what they do is they raise capital for people. They have 131 different resources on how to raise funds for people. Everything from a local private investor to a hedge fund to a community bank to a credit union, all the way up to Chase Bank and Wells Fargo, and everything in between. 131 resources to raise your money. Well, Brian, how do I know how much I'm going to get anything? I don't know either, but you want to go to this website. So in my recap email for today, I'm going to send you this link, or you can take a screenshot of it or go there when we're done. Don't go there now because I'm not done yet. It's getfundedonline.com. It's a free assessment. There's no charge. Here's what they're going to walk you through to do. Let me walk through this with you. They're going to have you put your information in. They're going to have you go out to a third-party website, kind of like a Credit Karma, but they use one that's really good. True Credit, Pro Credit, whatever. And basically, you're going to get access to your 3 credit reports and your 3 credit scores. You generally have to put up like $1. It's like a trial program for a week, and then you cancel it so you don't have to pay. But what you do is you give these guys your username and password so they can log in as you into the system. They can read through your 3 credit reports, look at your 3 credit scores, and there's no inquiries on your credit. You know, if you go to Macy's or anything and they pull your credit, Lowe's, whatever, Visa, your credit comes down a couple points because that's what's called an inquiry on your credit. You don't want that. So what they do is they log in as you, so there's no inquiry. Pretty smart, right? And then they come back to you and say, okay, John, okay, Mary, here's how much money we think we can raise for you. And then they start applying, because they have the statistical probability charts and the algorithms to determine, because they've been doing this so long, exactly how much money they can raise for you. That's how they go about doing it. Now, most of this, depending on your credit, is at 0% interest for introductory rates for 6 months to a year. So you're not paying any interest. Here's the catch. Nobody works for free. So they do charge 9.9%. So I tell people it's the effective of basically paying around 10%. But if you pay their fee up front when you get your lines, which you can do, like use the lines to pay them, they drop a point off. So it's 8.9%. So here's my question for you. If they could raise you $5 or $20 or $200,000 and you only had to pay 8.9% unsecured, which means you're not putting up your house, your car, it's unsecured. They're taking the risk. That's pretty good, guys. That's pretty damn good, right? And how do you know? You don't know until you try. So I would highly suggest you go to Get Funded Online. Now keep this in mind. It's not just for the education. You got some other high credit debts you want to pay. You need some money to invest in your real. It's your money. You do what you want with it, right? This isn't like the 401k. You do whatever you want. It's your money. So you don't know until you try. So check it out. Okay, getfundedonline.com. What if they come back and say, hey, you didn't get approved? Credit really is pretty banged up. We couldn't help you. We couldn't raise any money. The default is this. Once again, if you can put down 20%, there's a company called UGA, Universal Guardian Acceptance, that is partnered with Renatus that will fund you, no questions asked. They don't pull your credit. They don't ask you if you have a job. They will approve you. So guys, once again, the essentials level, it's $400 down, $100 a month, or it's $200 down, $50 a month with a partner. At the highest level, you want the full college, which most people do. A lot of people don't go with that because they can't afford it right now. It's $4,000 down, right? With no credit, and about $579 a month. Bring on a partner, cut it in half. It's $2,000 down and $260, $270 a month. That's it. That's it. You decide. It's whatever's best for you, because you can always upgrade. So it's completely whatever's best for you today, right? Next, and I think we're getting ready to wrap up here. They have some funding webinars, but I went through that. 2 common questions about funding. Can I get financial aid, a student loan, or can I use my affiliation with the military like a GI Bill? No, once again, because it's not accredited. You don't earn real college credits, so those programs don't apply. Pretty simple. But people ask that question a lot, so I always want to cover it, okay? FindTheMoney.info is a training that Scott Rowe did out of Chicago, training you how to raise private capital. It's a phenomenal training. I think it's about 20 minutes long. I'm going to send you that link so you guys can review that over the weekend and check it out, okay? It's really, really cool. We have a Getting Started portal. When you join us, not only are you placed into our private secret Facebook group, but we have a Getting Started portal that's going to walk you through step by step exactly what to do. You're not going to have these areas, these points of your life working with us like, I just don't know what to do and I feel alone. That's never going to happen, guys. Because if you're in the portal, you're like, that doesn't make sense. I have a question. You're going to work with the team, whether it's me directly, if you were referred by me or any of our teammates, and we pull together and we work as a team. So you're not going to be, wondering what to do next. You'll have your path clearly laid out for you, which in today's day and age, you don't get much of that, not without people wanting to charge you, for coaching and stuff. So we're going to close this out. And I think this slide is out of order with what you want to know. I'm going to open it up for questions, but I want to see, I think I had, bear with me one second, guys. I could have swore I had another couple slides. Oh, yeah. So I didn't update this. This is the one from December. But for those of you local people, I'm going to email you the updates. We have 2 property tours this Saturday. There's no charge to attend. We have one going on up in Newark, and we have one in Philadelphia. A property tour is where one of the members of our group has agreed and they're willing to open up their property to all you guys. So if you've never been through a fix and flip, if you've never been through a rehab going on as we speak, you get to walk through the property, ask questions. They're going to put up a whiteboard, analyze the deal, tell you how they got it, how they paid for it, what their rehab budget is, what is their exit strategy, ask any questions you want, talk to the contractors if they're on site, right? You smell the sawdust. Come to a property tour. It's an awesome experience, and it's on-the-job training, and it's really pretty cool. So once again, ignore this. I have to update the slide before Monday. I will, but it's 11 a.m. Tomorrow, which is Saturday. We have one going on in Newark, New Jersey, and one in Philadelphia. So keep your eye out for an email from me, and I'll certainly get you that information. Okay. That Super Saturday Marketing Workshop is what passed. Like I said, the next one's the 20th. I'll email you that as well. Your next step, and then we're going to get into questions, is that you want to get back to the person who invited you. Okay. You want to join us as a guest in our study group. Once again, you have 2 options: Tuesday in Philly, Thursday in Langhorne of this coming week. You want to go to Q&Aform.com. This collects your responses and asks you if there's any final questions that we didn't get to cover. What about this? What about that? It's going to fill out information. We're going to get back to you one-on-one and help you. And then finally, guys, you make a decision and take massive action. You came to a meeting, saw a replay. You are here on the follow-up, right? Quite a few of you on this call. Some of you are watching this replay over the weekend. If you still have questions, let's get them answered so you can take action and make a decision. It's still very early, right? 12 days into a brand new year. You have every opportunity to make this the best year of your life. And you have a whole crew, a clique, a team of people, an entourage, right? Investor entourage to help you. And that's who we are and what we do. I see a couple of you have questions. So you want to go into the chat. There should be a button somewhere on your screen somewhere with it'll either say chat. What does it say? I think it says chat or maybe Q&A, whatever. But if you have a question, bring it in. Cameron, what's up, buddy? Cameron from up north. Getting started, username and password. I will send that to you. I will send that to you. And in fact, Cameron, let me make a note here. I can't send it to everybody because we have guests online. I can't let them in until they get in. You know what I mean? So Cameron, getting started portal info. And I'll send you that today, okay? So you're good, man. It's going great. Life is good, man. It's exciting. It's exciting to see growth and people taking action. It's really, really exciting. So who's next? Any of you guys have any questions? Guys, if you can't tell about me, if you guys are thinking about writing a question, or I'll give you a few minutes, I'm just like as normal as you can get, man. I'm the most. Donna Prosper raised her hand. Donna, you want to type in a question if you have one? Yes, Amber, I will send you that information as well. Absolutely. Amber, have you joined us yet? Have you gotten your tuition? Are you already a part of us, Amber? Or no? Because I can't give it to you if you're not a guest. or excuse me, if you're a guest, because that's proprietary information and it's only for students. So Amber, I will check on that. Let me write your name down. Yeah, guys. So as soon as you start, oh, okay. Well, hopefully you'll be joining us soon, and then we'll get you access to the portal. Okay. Cameron, I have an investor. I have an investor to back me, so I'm getting myself moving now. I'm looking forward to speaking with you the next few days. Absolutely, man. I'll be working tomorrow. I generally try and take off weekends, spend time with my family, my kids. But tomorrow I got the property tour, so if you want to chat tomorrow afternoon, I'm working tomorrow. If not, let's hook up on Monday, and whatever I can do to help you, man. Let's do it. Okay. What I was saying, guys, is that, the one thing about me is that I like to, I don't know, I just like to shoot from the hip. I'm not a scripted kind of guy. When I do my presentations, I don't read off a teleprompter. I don't have scripts. I found that if I speak from the heart and just throw it out there, that the right people are going to receive the message, right? Because, people have this internal BS detector, right? They know when people are lying to them. They know when they're trying to sell them something. And I really try and earn the trust of the people when I do my presentations. You guys probably noticed if you saw me. In the first 5 minutes, I tell them, I say, guys, look, a couple things you need to know. Let's just put all the cards on the table. Number one, there is a cost if you join us. Because remember, all the students, if you're in Langhorne at least, leave the presentation room and they go over into the study group. And I say, listen, guys, the reason that they left is because they're a part of our study group. They've joined us. You guys are going to have the opportunity, some of you, to sit in that study group next week. Some of you will have joined us. Some of you will be our guest. Here's the thing. In order to join us, there's an online tuition. There's a college that we represent, and it does cost money. How much, Brian? Well, there's different options, right? But it does cost money. So I'm completely upfront. I don't want there anybody thinking I wasn't, forthright with them or I deceived them. But I do also, part two, I tell them this, but you can't get in tonight. You can't, there's no credit card machines at the back of the room. You're here for information. Your wallet stays in your pocket. So please relax, take in the information. And I think that's a great way to approach it, guys, because nobody's being sold. Understand? Like, you guys aren't being sold here. I'm giving you information. I'm not telling you, here, click this link, put your credit card in. We don't do that. We don't play that game. We take people, ready for this? Remember this now. We take people from exposure to exposure until they ask us to join. And it happens all the time. They've been to the intro. They came to a follow-up. They came to a study group. And they're like, they came to a property tour, right? They came to a workshop. And they're like, wow, this is great. These guys are legit. These aren't some scam artists. Like, how do I get started? People ask us to join, which is a beautiful thing, because we don't have to try and sell anybody. Couple questions. Roger, what day and time is Langhorne? So Langhorne is every Thursday night at 7:00 for the intro. It's the presentation for guests and the study group. So Cameron, you're welcome to come Thursday at 7 for the study group if you want in Langhorne. Also, Mondays, which is Monday night, we run the Renatus iOS, which is our proprietary software training hour from 7 to 8 o'clock. You'll see we're very efficient with our time. So simultaneously, we're running the live follow-up, so the live version of what we're doing here today in the one room, and in the study group room, we're running the Renatus iOS training, helping people get their leads put together, helping people get their website set up, etc. Has anyone ever succeeded in REI, real estate investing, without doing the classes? Absolutely, Amber. Of course. I mean, think about it like this. I mean, some people are lucky. Some people are hustlers. Some people, they can read books and they can get what they can from the gurus, or they could watch YouTube videos and put it all together and line up their team and line up their funding. And yeah, I mean, have people failed? Sure. But people have also been successful. And some people have failed most, and then they become successful. So let me be, you ready for this? You probably didn't expect me to say this. Hey, Brian, can I be successful in real estate without your community and without these Renatus classes? You ready for this? You're looking right in my eyes? Absolutely. Of course you can. But why would you want to? Why would you want to do this alone? Why would you want to have to raise your own capital when we have the money? Why would you want to have to build a team of contractors and attorneys and everything else when we have everything for you? Why would you want to have to watch videos by yourself in your apartment or your home, figuring all this stuff out, when you have an army behind you to help you who's never going to charge you? You'd rather do it alone. You're a lone wolf. God bless you, right? I hope you make it. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you need these classes. Buy them today. Guys, you stick around, you're going to learn something about me. I don't bullshit nobody, okay? I tell things how it is. So, Amber, I hope you appreciate the candor and the frankness in my response. You can make it. I just don't think it's the smartest thing to do. And if you want to talk about efficiency and getting to that end result, the goal where you want to get, learning from others' mistakes and having people help you who have extensive experience as anything in life is the greatest way to go. And I think you could probably agree with that, right? You could go learn golf on your own. But if you took lessons from Tiger Woods, you might learn a little bit faster and become a little bit better, right? Just saying. So hopefully that makes sense. Our Q&A, we got a couple things in here. Brandon Velasquez, you mentioned something about bringing someone else on, splitting the costs. Yes, it's called a tuition partner. Can you link with someone else who wants to apply, like someone watching this now that has no association with you prior to this? Unfortunately, Brandon, the answer is no, and here's why. The one thing I didn't get into today, which we generally don't talk about on the follow-ups, is Renatus has a referral program, an affiliate program, similar to when I would market for one of the gurus. They would pay me 50% of the tuition of the class, right? Whatever I was selling, because you bought it from my email link and you saw the webinar, you bought it. It's called affiliate marketing. Renatus has a referral program in place that's very similar. And so they track referrals. So we know if someone gets the classes, the person who referred you gets paid a referral from Renatus. And by the way, you can do that too. You know, if you know people in your life that would like to flip houses, make money in real estate, or excuse me, let's back it down. Save money in taxes, put their kids on the payroll, things like that. Invite them to a meeting. If they get the classes, Renatus pays you. We didn't talk about that today. It's a referral program because we generally save that for later. So that's the only reason you can't partner with like a stranger. It's got to be someone that you know that you invite, right? Your spouse, your brother, your cousin, your friend, your coworker. It doesn't matter who they are, but you can't just link up with somebody else in the room, in the group, because they were referred by somebody else. Hopefully that makes sense because it just messes with the referral program. Also, the $2,000 Essentials program, that is in every tier of the curriculum. Yes, correct me if I'm wrong. Does every tier of the program start with the Essentials program? No, so you don't have to start with the Essentials, right? You'll have it, right? So if you go with the AIT or the Extreme Combo, you'll have access to the 80 hours of classes, Brandon. Doesn't mean you need to start there. You're going to have access to whatever you bought. So if you want to go right into fix and flip or right into buy and hold or whatever you want to do, you can do that. They don't like hold you back. But I would highly suggest starting with the Essentials. Guys, here's why. And we're going to wrap this up in I have 1 hour, so I have 6 minutes. Here's the deal. When I got started a year and a half ago, right, I got into the classes and I was humbled. I was embarrassed, frankly. I've done over 1,000 deals. I had the #1 selling short sale course in America. I've coached over 300 people to success. And with all that being said, I didn't realize how stupid I was. You don't know what you don't know. When I watched the creative acquisition classes, and I'm a realtor, I have my license. And when I watched the creative acquisition classes and I realized that, sure, I've heard of Subject 2. I've heard of a seller carryback mortgage. I've heard of a wrap. I've heard of a contract for a deed land contract. I went to real estate school. I know what they mean in theory, but I couldn't execute. I couldn't put a deal together using those strategies because I never did them. And so the 8 hours of creative acquisitions in the Essentials humbled me. Now, I took the class and I know how to do it now. But the point is, you don't know what you don't know, man. And so the Essentials is a part of everything. And I really highly recommend you go through that. Then you get your marketing. Then you get your financial house in order. I've had guys literally in here who make millions of dollars who, when they saw the 16 hours of training from Mark Kohler, blew their mind. Like literally blew their mind. Like, I can't believe I've been giving away that much money to the government. And I didn't know I could write that off. And I didn't know I could pay my kids. And I didn't know this. There's a lot to be learned. So even if you're extremely, Brandon, I don't know you. I don't know how experienced you are. But if you are extremely experienced, just know that everybody should go through the Essentials, okay? Because you're going to get something out of it. What exactly does the Earn While You Learn entail? Well, I just told you that it's on a referral program. We have a specific breakdown of the compensation plan. It's a little complex, which is why we generally don't even address that today, but you brought it up. If you guys are interested in learning more about the affiliate program and getting paid for referrals, and not all of you are, and that's okay. When I send you the email I'm going to send you, and I got to run, I got an appointment in Cherry Hill, but later on tonight, this afternoon, I'm going to get you guys an email. Hit reply. It's coming right from me. And just tell me, hey, Bri, I'd like to learn more about the Earn While You Learn program. Send me the video on the compensation plan. I'm not going to send it unless you ask for it. Some of you are here just to do real estate, and that's okay. Some of you want to make money referring people, help build the group. That's cool too. But I understand it's not for everybody. So if you are interested in that component, just reply to the email, and I'll get you that information, okay? You mentioned you could add anyone at any time. Will you get the same rate, or once they actually come on board, will the rate become retroactive? So you, as the primary pay, say you get your Essentials, Brandon, you pay your $2,000. You paid Renatus. Let's say you paid it up front. You bring on your tuition partner, they owe you $2,000. They don't start paying Renatus. There's no retro because you paid the education. You now have the ability for the rest of your life to pick one tuition partner or a learning partner, and now they got to pay you. They got to reimburse you half. They got to pay you $1,000. See what I mean? If you're making payments, let's say you put down $400 and you're paying $100 a month. You could work out you're the bank, right? You can work out any arrangement you want. Renatus doesn't get involved in that. You could say, hey, listen, I put up $200, or excuse me, I put up $400. Give me half of that. You owe me $200. And I've been paying for 3 months. I paid $300. You owe me $150 there. So they would owe you $350, and then they join you, and from now on, you each pay $50 a month. So you can be as creative as you want. That's between you and your tuition partner. Renatus doesn't handle or collect the money from your learning or tuition partner. That's up to you. So you sign on as the primary, and then you add on your person, and whatever terms you guys agree to, you're good to go. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Okay. So it looks like not a question, just thank you. You're welcome, man. You're welcome, bro. Let's see. Let me go to the chat. See if any more chat questions. I want the 20,000 class, but I can't afford it, Bri. Well, a lot of people can't. It's okay, Amber. Please accept my Facebook request so we can chat. I will. We met last night. Kevin Kravchuk's sister. I'm like, yay, Amber. I knew it sounded familiar. You're sitting right in the front row. The nurse. I think you're a nurse. But yeah, absolutely. We will help you. Okay, Amber? So keep this in mind. $400. Well, hold on. You know, I'm a straight shooter, right? 20% of 1997 is $397. There is a $25 financing fee if you do finance it, the 20% down. So it's $423. Let's be real clear. And per month, it's not 100. I would say 100. It's 101. So if you want to write that down, it's 423, 101. 423 down, 101 a month for 18 months. That's how it works, okay? And cut it in half if you have a partner. So yes, I will accept your Facebook request. I'm always at 5,000 on Facebook, and I joke around, but it's true. I play the birthday game. You know, when I was first building up my network on Facebook, I just accepted everybody. I know who they were, strangers, whatever, just building a group. But now it's like I get these birthday notifications like you guys do, and I realize I don't know these people. A lot of them, I don't know who they are. So I just delete them. So I make room for the people I don't know, and then Amber, people like you who I do know, actually want to be connected with. That's how I've been filtering for the last 2 years. So the majority of people I'm connected with, a lot of them at least, I actually do know in one way, shape, or form. Where in the beginning, I had just boost it up and make myself look better in front of the public. I had 5,000 friends. Most of them were strangers. Somebody told me to do that, and it worked, right? As I was building my name. So yeah, the things we do. So anyway. Do you guys have any last questions? I got the chat open. Doesn't look like there's any more Q&A. I think we might be good, guys. I got to head down to Cherry Hill. So I just want to thank you. Time is precious, right? And we only have so much of it. So you took an hour of your day today. Don't let it be a wasted hour, guys. You know, for those of you who are still on this call, you're watching replay, don't let it be a wasted hour. Make a decision. You know, get back to the people who invited you here. You may still have some additional questions. Here's your action steps right here. Get back to the person who invited you. Come sit in the study group as a guest. Have coffee. Hang out with the people, right? And fill out the form on Q&A4m.com and make a decision and take massive action. That's really all you need to do. You know, we got one more chat. Brandon Velasquez, very informative. Drive safely. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Jay Singh says, can you invest in some properties with me near hometown? The answer is yes, Jay, and I don't care where you're at because we invest nationwide. You know, I ran my short sale business. I've invested in almost all 50 states. So the answer is yes. I'm not going to ask you where you're from because it doesn't matter. You present a good deal, we can invest with you. Not a problem. You know, a deal's a deal, and where the deals go, the money flows. So hopefully that makes sense, Jay. Can this webinar be replayed? Yes, I recorded it, and I'm going to send you guys in my recap email later a recording of this. It takes a couple hours for it to get formatted, so by the time I get back later, it should be ready. So I'll send, if you guys want to watch it again or show your wife or your husband or your spouse, it's a good thing for skeptical people in your life, right? Show them this. Show them this, guys. Show them this is the real deal. In fact, if you want, I have a recorded version of the intro when I get up and talk about the program. I can send you guys that too. I think that's probably a good idea because some of you, I know like Amber, your husband wasn't able to make it. He's probably like, oh, what is this, some type of scam? Let me write that down. I'm going to send you guys the intro as well. So you guys can actually have a recorded version, the 1 hour version of the first look of who we are, what we do. So if you have a spouse, a husband, a wife, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a mom, whatever, dad, and they're skeptical, oh, what kind of meetings is this? They want money out of you. Let them watch the intro like you guys saw. And then you can, part 2, you can show them the follow-up. Kind of wouldn't make sense for them to see this if they didn't see part 1 though. You know what I mean? So intro and follow-up replays. I'm going to give you guys all that. Okay. And we should be good to go. So guys, I have to run down to Cherry Hill. Thank you again for your time. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I hope to see you guys soon. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow at the property tour. Oh, you know, property tours. Almost forget. I'm going to tell you guys those addresses for tomorrow. Property tours. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll be at the Philadelphia one. Obviously, I can't make both. They're both at 11. One's in Newark, one's in Philly. I'll be in Philly at 11. And I'll be back here Monday night. You guys have a great weekend. And that's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you. How do I end this meeting? There we go.